Hi, this is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology only. So after I share the previous video on let's learn something while we are at home now, that everybody have to stay home, I got many messages, and then there's many chats with our friends around the world. And also you can see there are many comments in the YouTube, under the YouTube, and exchange of information so forth. And today I'd like to share with you on the 6 core element and the Buddha recitations in the page 27 of this basic Wing Chun Art and Science books. Okay, so the 6 core element. Before that, we need to know one thing, which is for many people is counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive is because today we have a different mindset, which might or might not accord to the natural. Usually we say using your mind to control your body, right? It turns out that that is not the proper way. The proper way is one need to know the body. One need to know the body. One need to experience the body before one can use one's mind to control one's body. For example, like your shoulder blade. Do you aware of your shoulder blade? Do you experience how to move your shoulder blade? Only you know your shoulder blade, you'll be able to use your mind to control it. That's how it is. We often skip that state of knowing the body. So we end up that we not be able to handle it, or we think we be able to handle it, and actually we have no control of it. Okay? So the first take home is that, remember, always know the body, the part of the body, before one be able to use the mind to control it. Okay? Now, the second thing is 6 core element. Well, 6 core element is what I formulate or created after I study traditional Chinese martial art, the Qigong and meditations. I formulate that way so that it's easy for us to have a good solid basic. So every human have a 6 core element, like I have a 6 core element. So 6 core element is actually equal to 1 human, right? Like it's me. And I have my physical body, my mind, my breathing, my energy in my body, the way how I use my strength, and the way how I move my body, which is the momentum. So there's 6 core element. And within the 6 core element, we have the states. So what is the state? When we are asleep, that is a different physiological state compared with when we are awake. So all the 6 core elements have their different states. That's why you often heard me talk about 6, 13. 6 core element, and then the 13 states, which is in this book. Well, it is important for us to know this basic so that we can Lego. So all this thing is like Lego. You can put different things together, and you can understand or analyze our cell. Okay, so you need that 6 core element, and you can analyze the traditional Chinese martial arts or Qigong or meditation, because those are just Lego of the 6 core element. Okay, now so when I created the 6 core element, the term, the concept, we need to know that there are obviousness, degree of obviousness in the sixth core element and the characteristics of the sixth core element. For example, our hand, physical body is more obvious than our mind, right? Or our breathing. So for example, if I say that, oh, let's grab something. Well, that's simple. Everybody knows how to grab something. But if I say, let's think this way, this way, this way. Well, not everybody might follow that because that's not as obvious as using this hand anymore, right? And yet, the mind, the physical, they are one, okay? So, in the sixth core element, there are degree of obviousness and also their characteristic. So, the characteristics like the physical body, how we use our physical body, how we make a feast, how we open up our palm, and mentally, how do we think, how do we aware, how do we visualize. These all have different type of characteristics, right? And so we want to know all the six core elements, which is the basic of human beings. It is a model actually in the engineering sense. The sixth core element is a model so that we can study this human and we know the different characteristics, so we know how to make use of it. Okay, so that's sixth core element. And the sixth core element, due to the obviousness, we have the sequence to study. First, there's the physical body, and then the second is the mind, the third is the breathing, the fourth is the energy, the fifth is the strength, the sixth is the momentum, or how we move our body. This have a different degree of obviousness. So the sixth core element, when we study, we first study the body, the physical body. One by one at a time. We understand what it is, we know what it is, we experience what it is. So when we go through the six, we know exactly how to handle that thing. Okay? This is very different than if we have no idea what it is, we just say, well, control your breathing with your mind, control your body with your mind. Well, how to control if we don't know the body, we don't know the breathing, we don't know the functions of the mind? Okay? So this is what it is for the sixth core element. If we know this, we can analyze ourselves, we can design stuff based on the natural of the sixth core element. If we violating our natural, then you know that thing will not work. Right? Like when we want to aware of something, we cannot think. If we think, we can't trap in a room there of the thinking, we don't aware of it anymore. If we want to use aware, then we don't think, we just aware of it. You see? So that's the sixth core element. Okay? Now, this is very critical, and even in the Wing Chun Inception, there's the C model there. When we map into the sport science, we map the sixth core element because we have a goal of doing what we want to do, our physiological state and our heart rate zone, and we want to map inside there to have it understood or experienced before we use it. For example, if we want to do fighting, well then we at least do the minimum. We need to know all the six core elements, because the number one thing of fighting is what? Moving the body. Moving the body is momentum. Okay? And you need all this, from obvious to not that obvious, from the physical body up. You know all this thing to be able to handle that moving. Is that simple? It is simple once you go through it. So it's like a baby, you know, laying down there. When we are baby, we investigate our body, our mouth, our eating, and so forth. And then we can use it. We don't even have to know about it. But if we don't do that, we really don't know what to do. Okay? So the take home is that this is 6 core element. There's obviousness in every core element, and then the characteristic. Until we know it, we have no full handling of it. Okay? Now, I want to continue on to share with you that in page 27, there is a practice, a Buddhist practice to settle the mind, to get into the settled states or quiet states or peaceful state of the mind, using the ancient, the Chinese, the Buddhist recitations of Amitabha. Okay, so there's a Buddhist practice. I don't want to call it meditations, but you can call it a meditation too. In the book, I don't call it meditations because we need to define things clearly, right? Now, in this book, because it belongs to the mind element, so the techniques here is valid according to ancient Chinese teaching. However, more and more I found out that people not be able to do it because they're starting asking about breathing and all this kind of stuff. Now, so mind element, this is the physical, this is the mind, this is the breathing element. Breathing element is actually on top of the mind element. For the reason of, if we are worried, we will not be able to control the breathing. The breathing will not settle if we are keeping worrying. Try it, okay? When you worry about something, you know, your breathing will not settle. So the ancient Chinese said, if the mind quiet down, the breathing will regulate naturally. So it based on mind. Okay, so it's in Wing Chun Inception. You can read about those kind of thing about the mind and so forth in the Nurture Chi, and also in this book you can go through. You can read about those kind of thing. Now, so somebody not be able to do it because the breathing become an obstacle when one do the recitations of Amitabha in order to practice, so that one can settle one's mind, or one can get one to the peaceful state. So I have a way how to help people if one is like that. Okay, and the way is, I prescribe a way of breathing while one practice this recitations of Buddha meditations or Buddha recitation. Okay, in this book you will not see it, because when I mention the recitations of Amitabha here, it is in the mind element chapter, and I don't want to involve any breathing there, because right now for many people it's confusing enough. Even though I say, oh, it is just mind, sometimes people think about breathing, think about different stuff. So over here we focus on mind element, so that there's not confusion accurately what it is. However, if one want to practice this Amitabha recitations, if you cannot do it because your breathing is on your way, I have a meditations video which I put out about a year ago, where you can use that to settle your breathing, and then you can practice this Amitabha recitations and get the result. However, that meditations is not about the breathing element. Breathing element is different stuff. I just put aside that breathing so that people can follow it and set aside and be able to experience the mind state of say settled, peaceful, those type of mind state. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you want to learn that meditations or that develop that mind state or observe that mind state, you just go to the link under this video. That is the YouTube there. You can just follow that. Okay, there's fully explanation how you can use it. Okay, so hopefully this is very clear for you. In this book, in this chapter, in the mind element chapter, when I describe the Amitabha recitation, that is following the Chinese teaching. However, not everybody be able to do it. So that's why I go get a simple way so that one be able to do it. And in that simple way, we talk about breathing, but we put the reason we talk about the breathing is we want to set aside breathing so that one don't have to worry of breathing. Okay, so in the link below here, that meditations is to actually set aside breathing. We are not talking about breathing, it is about mind. Okay, but we want to put this breathing rest in peace so that one be able to investigate on the mind. Okay, and the chapter in this book is focus on mind, doesn't talk breathing, because we don't want to confuse people, confuse on this 6 core element. We want to do one by one. Okay, so even if you don't have this book, if you want to learn that mind handling or get into the state of peace with the ancient Buddhist practice, you can go down to the link. It have a full instruction. Even if you are not Buddhist, you don't recite Ami Tuafo, you can recite Amen or Amin if we are Christians. So it is not about religion, it is about technology to help us to be able to settle our mind or to calm our mind down, especially in this type of time. You know, I'm human too. I'll be like you too. I'll get scared too. And so this is all the tools of the ancient. We can make use of it. So this is to share with you today. And if you really want to do the to learn this reciting Ami Tuafo and want to develop the calm, go watch the video and practice it. Okay, so finally, if you have any questions now, you know, just message me, you know, put comment on thing, and we all want to discuss. We want to get a positive here, to find solutions, to tools to help each other at this time. Okay, that's the reason of this channel. And of course, you know, money is important, right? We all need money. We go to grocery store, we want to stock up 3 weeks of food. We need money, right? But money is like this 6 core element, one of the core elements. What we want to learn about the 6 core elements so that we can handle our human body and health and so forth is another core element, right? They are not against each other. So right now for this channel, we want to focus on educations and the technology. And of course, you say, well, you know, I'm going to buy this book. I need money too, right? So we have an option. If you don't have the money, don't buy it. Watch my video, okay? If you have the money, have the free spare money, then you can get it, okay? Because I don't want to push you to buy my book. The bottom line is that you have to be benefit. Either you buy the book or you don't buy the book. That is the bottom line of educations. You have any question? Message me from Facebook. You can put down under here on the YouTube. Things I can solve for you, I will happy to solve for you. If I don't, we can discuss. Okay?